Hey y'all, Julie Heath here, me again. This video is going to go over AFEs. What the heck is an AFE? It's the bane of my existence. No, it's not really. To be honest, we all overthink AFEs a lot. So this video is going to go over what it is and how not to freak out about AFEs, because that's what we do when we're told you have to figure it out on your own. So hang in there. I gotcha. Okay, we're going to go over it together. So let's get started. All right, y'all. So as you can see, I am in my dashboard on Canvas and I am in the ELO. I'm going to go back. I'm in the ELO. If you are not in a nursing course that has this, okay, I should choose my words very carefully. If you are in a nursing course, you will have access to the ELO, but you may not necessarily have an AFE. Here, and I'm going to type it at some point down below, here are all of the classes that have an AFE component, okay? I'm going to start with PN. That's pretty easy because there are none for the PN course. The ASN courses, you only have 2 courses that have AFE components. That's going to be your 341 and your 361. For BSN, you have 3 courses that have an AFE component. That's going to be 225, 346, and 366, okay? If you're in one of those courses, you will have an AFE. Okay, what is an AFE? So I'm in the ELO. I'm going to go down, scroll down to Welcome to Experiential Learning. In this section, you'll find Applied Field Experience. That is your AFE. This little box has all of the information about AFE. Okay, so I'm just going to read it because let's be honest, some of you just skip over it and don't read the information, so I'll do it for you. Okay. An applied field experience through observational research reflection is an assignment in which you are to attend an event or interview a public health professional in an observational capacity. The goal of this assignment is to learn more about the field in which you are in the pursuit of educating yourself to join upon degree and license acquirement. However, my caveat right here. It does not have to be in the genre that you are going for. So, for example, I'm going to be an L&D nurse and I'm currently a doula. However, my AFEs did not have anything to do with it. Okay, my AFEs, and I'll tell you about my AFEs in just a minute. So keep that in mind. It does not have to do with what you want to do. It's just about learning opportunities and that kind of thing. Okay. The parameters of this assignment include exploring how nursing concepts connect to real issues in your community. So this is going to be a community project, basically. Okay. What it is you're going to pick a location. For example, a food bank, a school, a church, a marketplace, insert your item here. Okay, there are many, many, many places that you can choose. Okay, so whenever you go into this assignment in your modules, because there will be a lot more information, this is the only place that I could access it because I don't have it this semester. So this is the only place I'm going to be able to show you. But you will have more information about what your professors are asking you to do within your modules in your assignment list. So go to your modules, go to your AFE. It may be near the top of your course, near the top of your module. So above week 1, you'll have a bar that says AFE, or applied field experience. Click on that. It will have all of the information that you need to see. There's a lot of more information there than in this little bit of information, okay? Why are AFEs important? To meet the requirements of this assignment, you will spend a total of 22.5 hours observationally engaging in public accessible health events. This does not include any kind of direct patient care and does not constitute formal supervised clinical experiences. Okay, let me be very, very crystal clear on this one point. This is not you going out and finding a preceptor. This is not you going out and finding a clinical experience. You do not have to go to a hospital. In fact, they say don't go to a hospital, don't go to a clinic, don't go to any place that has medical necessarily, because they don't want you to think that this is going to be a learning experience or that the facility is going to be responsible for your learning. That is not part of this, okay? That's your DFC, that's your IP, that's your ISB. Those are all different things that we will be doing within your schooling. However, that is not this, okay? This is going to be observational, and it's going to be something community related, okay? I will give you an example. For my AFE, one of them, I went into my daughter's school, my daughter's elementary school. I was focusing my assignment on several different nursing concepts, okay? So safety, nutrition, stress and coping, and like a plethora of other things that you can observe for, okay? So I volunteered for pick up and drop off. I volunteered for that was for safety. I volunteered in the cafeteria. I volunteered in my daughter's class. I volunteered wherever I could think of a place that allows me to see and observe for whatever I could come up with nursing concept related. Okay. So that's just an idea of an assignment that you can do, something in your community to observe some type of nursing concept. That's it, really. So, and you'll do that for 22 and a half hours. You log every day that you are at your whatever location. You don't have to do you'll have to write like a little blurb, and you'll see all of the assignments in your in the paperwork, but you don't have to do it for every single encounter. If it's on the same day, you just do one day. So anyway, so that's kind of just to give you an idea of how to go about choosing a location. It's not very difficult. You can go to the food bank and volunteer there, and there you're observing nutrition. You can interview the manager. You can ask about what kind of food do you get in, how much food do you give to people that come to get food. So there's a lot of different things that you could do with this assignment. That said, because it is such a large, wide variety of things that you could do, some people will get option paralysis. Option paralysis is when you just can't decide. You can't decide what you want to do with the time that you are given. So keep in mind, you have to submit your idea for what you want to do with this observational community assignment by the end of this week. Today is what? Tuesday? You have a little bit of time, but you have to submit your idea by the end of this week, week 3. and you have to complete the assignment by the end of week 10, I believe. So you have several weeks to complete this assignment. So, call up your daughter's teacher, your kid's teacher, and be like, hey, can I come volunteer in your classroom for this purpose? And it's, you know what I mean? So it's not difficult. It's just you have to put in a little bit of effort to try to find a location. But then the doing it and the writing about it is not hard. It's not difficult. So there you go. I'm just going to read a little bit more. We would like to emphasize the community aspect of these assignments. AFEs are distinct from DFCs and other types of supervised on-ground learning. Options for AFE assignments include observing an event, interviewing a professional, or participating as a volunteer so that you can learn more about the practical application of healthcare concepts in your community. The key there is healthcare concepts. So you're not necessarily doing the healthcare. You're not, you don't have to be in a healthcare facility in order to observe healthcare. There's so many different aspects of nursing that's outside of the hospital, outside of the clinic that you can observe for. So go back to your nursing concepts book and go through and try to find some that maybe aren't related to nursing that we think of off the bat. You know what I mean? Okay, so in your course materials, you can find examples of places where you can complete your AFEs. Of course, if you have other ideas, you may submit them for approval. Creativity is welcome. So go and observe an event. Is there a marathon happening near you? Is there, there's a lot of different things that you can observe for. Okay, we would like to emphasize that these assignments are non-clinical in nature. Unlike direct focus care, DFCs, and immersion practicums, your IPs, academic field experiences, or AFEs, do not involve any form of direct patient care or supervised clinical experiences. They emphasize that greatly. For this reason, you must complete your AFEs outside of the hospital setting. In the past, some learners have attempted to arrange AFEs at the local hospitals. Please do not contact hospital personnel for this purpose. AFEs must be completed in non-hospital environments, and hospital settings are not permitted for AFE hours. They will reject your proposal. So at the end of week 3, when you submit your idea for where you want to go, if it's a hospital, they're going to be like, nope, sorry, you have to pick something else. Okay, what should I expect? An AFE includes analyzing and evaluating the connections between current issues and trends in the field of nursing, reviewing current academic or scientific research presentations, and reflecting on how the nurse concepts that you are learning in your courses are being utilized in a public health setting within your local community or region. Observe a presentation or interview a public health professional, then apply your knowledge of nursing concepts to a written reflection of current research or subject matter expert research. So basically, you will go, you'll do the thing, you'll volunteer, you will interview, you will observe, right? After you're done with your 5-6 hours of volunteering, then you'll go home and you will write a blurb about each day that you volunteer. Now, in your little blurb, follow the rubric. And I can't stress that enough. You will get docked for points if you do not follow the rubric. They want to see very specific information. They will ask you, I think, 3 different questions. Incorporate those questions in your answers so that they are very aware that that is what you are addressing. Okay? Can't stress that enough. Okay. How will this be graded? These assignments follow the late policy. The validation of hours must be physically signed with an ink pen for each experience time log entry. No digital signatures will be accepted. If someone signing off on the hours isn't applicable, appropriate documentation, such as a certificate of completion, must be uploaded to verify all of the experience hours occurred. They will remain open for submission for 2 weeks after the posted due date. You may submit late work within that time frame. Late assignments, it basically follows the late policy. Okay? So please keep that in mind, but don't turn it in late. If you can avoid it, just don't. Okay? Because then your points will go down and then it'll just be a whole thing. So just don't do that. All right, so that's all I got for you guys. I hope that was pretty clear and cleared up some questions that you may have had about AFEs. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to your professor because they're the ones that grade it. Think of all the nursing concepts that there are. There are so many. Infection, for example, you can find infection pretty much everywhere. Ew. So think about things like that. Just try to think outside of the box. And like they said, creativity is welcomed. So, all right, y'all, good luck with your AFEs this semester. You got this. No worries. Have fun with it. And as always, flame forward.